Yeah, he's a really nice horse, Battersea. He was very progressive as a 3-year-old. We didn't quite fire with him this year. He only ran the 3 times. 2 of those runs were on soft or good to soft ground. He's a really top of the ground performer. I thought when he finally got his ground at Doncaster in September, he was a very unlucky second, and he's in good form. We thought about Dubai just recently. He was showing himself in good heart, and I think he'd really like the turf track at Meydan, fast galloping track on fast ground. So
he's quite a late addition to the list, isn't he? So he's obviously been shown to work even at this time of the year when work is kind of light, isn't it, really?
That's right, yeah. As I say, he showed his well-being, and there's a couple of races that look very suitable for him. Possibly the first one coming on the 21st of January, and that's a 1.5 mile handicap. So we're training for that race and hope to get him there for that.
And that's his kind of trip, is it 1.5 miles? That's what you're looking for?
Yeah, he stays further than 1.5 miles, but we'll start him off 1.5 miles and see how he progresses once he's out there.
You've got Postpone going over to Dubai as well, a horse that you haven't had too long in the yard, but what have you managed to learn about him in the short time that he's been here?
Yeah, well, he's been here long enough now that we got to know his personality. Obviously, we knew him well before he arrived, certainly his form. But we got to know him a bit as a person, and again, he's training nicely, moving very well, and looking forward to stepping him up in his work over the next couple of months.
He's certainly got some great form. That King George victory over Eagle Top, you'd have been watching that on with excitement. The race was pretty good in itself, and he's shown to be a really top class performer at the highest level, hasn't he, already?
He has, and he's shown a versatility with regard to ground. He's won on very fast ground, he's won on good to soft ground, so I think the turf track at Maiden shouldn't hold any fears for him. Good to firm, good racing ground on a galloping track should be ideal for him when he gets there.
And how nice is that to have a horse that is flexible with the ground, because he won in long shot, that would have been pretty soft there as well, but he's won on firmer ground as well. Gives you so many options throughout the year, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. I think it makes your race planning much easier, because you're unlikely to turn up on a day and be unhappy with conditions. So it's a big asset when horses can cope with a variety of grounds.
And his By Dubai has been a terrific sire. He's had so many terrific offspring, the winning in group level, and of course Postpone winning Group 1 in Group 1 company.
Yeah, Dubai's stats speak for themselves. He's an excellent stallion, and we're very lucky to have Postponed in the yard.
He'll be going out a little bit later because he's going to dine at the top table, isn't he, really?
Well, hopefully, yes. Likely we'll train him for the trial race for the Shima Classic on Super Saturday, and then, all being well, onto the Shima Classic thereafter.
And the third horse that you've got going out there is Connecticut, another horse that you haven't had too long. Again, enough time to figure out what's good and what's bad about him?
Yeah, he seems a straightforward horse, very talented. Again, you only have to look at his past form figures to tell you he's a high-class colt. Good form on fast turf. Quite what his programme will be, it's to be decided yet, but he's certainly been trained again for trials day, Super Saturday, and he'll either go the turf option, or it's possible we could just see how he fares on the dirt and take the dirt option. But we're end of December now, and these horses wouldn't be beginning of March when they're being asked to race, so we've got plenty of time between now and then to decide which direction we go with Connecticut.
We mentioned Postponed by Dubai. Connecticut's by New Approach, a totally different sire. There can't be too many similarities between them in that respect.
Well, they're both, New Approach is a good stallion. He gets good horses. Perhaps his progeny might stay well. But the two horses, they're not too dissimilar. They're both very talented. They both carry great attitudes, and so far we've been very pleased with their training.
In his previous life, he's travelled a lot. He went over to Turkey, so you know he's going to enjoy the trip over to Dubai. That shouldn't be a negative in any respect for Connecticut, should it really?
No, as you say, he's travelled before, and you know these horses get a bit older, carry good temperaments. You know, it's very rare that travelling causes a problem.
Flexible with distances, is mile and a quarter and a mile and a half. Where would you be looking for his future, do you think, in Dubai and beyond that?
We have to see. I mean, he's probably versatile. He's very good form at a mile and a half, but it's likely we might start him over a mile and a quarter and see how we go. We can always step him up and trip.
And the 3 horses that go to Dubai, you must be quite excited. You wouldn't have had too many in the past, and going with some really top horses this time for the yard that's expanding all the time and growing must be quite exciting times for you and your team here.
It is for sure. It's very exciting times. Got very good support from some excellent owners and a great team of staff helping the process. So, looking forward to this year and hopefully beyond. It's exciting times.